Yay! I'm so excited to be here with you, Hannah. You know how I adore you. Thank you
Oh,
so much for talking with me about what you've been seeing in your life. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to share because you never know how just sharing your story can bless someone else.
exactly.
It's like you sharing what your story is. Um,
Yeah.
so let's start let's just jump in. Why not? How did you find me? How did you
Okay.
find me in the beginning?
It's so crazy how I found you because, okay, so this was like my third year, or was it my fourth? But I think it was my third year of trying to get over my ex.
Mm.
And I was like in a very, 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 very dark place. And I felt like I couldn't get over him. So I remember it was a video that I came across. I think it was either on YouTube, yes. And it talked about like breakup wound. And I'm like, what is this? So then I got into it and I started watching a lot of your videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my God, I like, wow. Um, and then I reached out to you on Facebook and I was like, okay, we're gonna pay for the sessions and stuff like that. And then I backed away. And then it just kept getting worse. The way that I felt just kept getting worse. And then I just felt like God was just pushing me to get your service. And then eventually I cracked and got your service. Yeah, the pain was unbearable. So I felt like everything happened. And it's when I decided, when I was like, okay, I'm done, like I'm ready to heal. And that's when he was like, go, you know?
Yeah, it's an amazing thing because it's like a lot of times that's what it takes to move forward.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks that we have to get to that place before we can move forward because we could spare ourselves so much pain. But that's just
Yeah.
kind of human nature, I think, is that like we just get to a point where it's unbearable and then we're like, okay, I'm gonna need to
Right.
tag somebody in right now.
Right. Like I give up.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
and then when we're like, oh, that person, okay, it's like
Hmm.
something about them. Like when you saw the videos, what was it that made you feel like you wanted to work with me?
It was just it's just hope. I felt like, okay, this she's going to literally help me get over him, which I felt like at that time was completely impossible because I felt like this guy was my soulmate and I lost my soulmate and I'm done with love. And it's just not that, it's not only that you preached about, the breakup wound, but you preached about, okay, there's love after losing love, and in my head that was like not even a thing. So
Yeah.
I felt in your spirit as well, like it's just a lot of your videos spoke to me. I remember, okay, so I remember there was like a one night after founding you, I was on YouTube and I was just like watching all of your videos. And I remember just commenting on all your videos, like, oh my God, how did you know this about me? Oh my God, it was so many videos. I was just commenting that. And I just knew that I had to work with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much because it's like you never know. I always just feel like whenever I'm doing videos, I imagine that there's someone that needs me
Hmm.
and that she is sitting in her room or on her couch or wherever she is, and that her heart is breaking.
Yeah.
And I think like what does she need to know from me in order to know what's really out there for her and that she doesn't have to stay in that pain that she's in. So I
Yeah.
just imagine that like I'm talking to her. And sometimes it's helpful for me too because if I feel kind of tired or my energy's not great, I think like, yeah, but she needs me. Like she's
Yeah.
out there waiting to
Yeah.
hear from me,
Yeah.
and it helps me
Yeah.
to like reach out. And so I'm so glad that that was something that connected with you. And
Yeah.
then we started working together.
Hmm.
And what did you feel like? First, I'll ask you, like, what do you, a lot of times people come into this work, and I'm trying to, I actually kind of switch from calling it work to calling it healing. So instead of like
Okay.
love coaching and energy work. I like to think
Yeah.
of it as love coaching and energy healing, because then
Yeah.
people realize it's that they can receive a shift.
Yeah.
Because we get so
Yeah.
tired of working on ourselves, working on ourselves, working
Oh
on
my God.
ourselves, and then
Yes.
feeling like we didn't get a breakthrough. It's like, but I've
Yeah.
been doing all this work. And it's like
Hmm.
really about receiving a shift, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for you coming into it, what felt like, was there anything that you felt like you were afraid of? Or was there something that you were worried about? Did you have like any doubts coming in?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
previously I had worked with like therapist.
Hmm.
Um and I just felt like they didn't care. I felt not even that I just felt like they were just doing their job as a therapist. It wasn't more so I wanted spiritual, I wanted them to understand me spiritually.
Yeah.
Um and I just there was just like this huge disconnect. And I remember when I, first started, like when we first had that phone call, I was in my car and we got on the phone and I just remember like I had some doubts, but I just remember just feeling so secure, feeling safe, feeling like, okay, this woman will understand me spiritually. She will get my because okay, I'm a spiritual person, so I tend to think deeper than just, what is going on in the world. And I felt
Yeah.
like, okay, there's like a connection here.
Yeah.
So I was scared of being vulnerable because of the deep pain that I was feeling. I was scared that you wouldn't understand. I was scared um that I wouldn't heal.
Yeah.
Whew, I was scared. I was basically just scared of just being stuck, just wasting my time and being stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so normal. So many people feel like that. When I first talk to people, I always try to talk to them and understand where their heart is and what are the fears that are coming up for them. Because there's this idea that we're supposed to be 100% positive all the time and we're
Right.
never supposed to have doubts and we're never supposed to this and that. And
Hmm.
it's like that's not true. We just have to deal with those things and address those things.
Yeah.
And what you're saying about therapy is so it's such a common experience too, because it's like they have to be there's that idea of therapeutic distance, which can be
Hmm.
really valuable. And it takes a while to
Yeah.
develop a relationship with someone. But therapists sometimes talking about something over and over again can actually just keep re-traumatizing you about that thing.
Really? I think
And
that's a
it's
valid point.
yeah, sometimes that can be an
Mhm.
issue. And also like some things are not a problem with our mindset. They exist in our energy as a
Yeah.
wound.
Yeah.
And it's
Yes.
something that has
Yes.
to change, shift in our spirit. It's not
Yes.
something we have to just think differently about. It's like actually happening in our
Exactly.
energy and
It's
it needs
the
to be
root.
released. Yeah.
That that's another thing. I was scared that we was not gonna get to the root of things because
Yeah.
it's more than just okay. It's more than just depression.
Yeah.
There's like, trickle. We have to trickle down to, you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
why,
We have
and
to
that
get to the
why.
core of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And then when we did work together, um, it's always such a joy to get to talk to you. It's just
mm,
your spirit is just so yummy,
that-
and I just love to talk with you, whether we're talking or we're connecting on an energetic level or whatever it is. I told you that I adopted you. You already know that you're my honorary little sister. You
let
already know
them
that.
know. I appreciate you. I really
And
do.
that was really like for me that was like my favorite thing really about working with you is that it's not when I get to do this kind of energy healing with someone, I can
Mhm.
love on them.
Yeah.
I don't have to mean like I maintain a certain distance, because if I connect too much on an empathetic level, if we're
Yeah.
both sobbing, how am I supposed to help you?
Right.
you know
But
so it's like
I
I need to
also
sit next to you and put
right,
my arm around you, but I can't be
right,
crying
right,
too. Yeah.
right. I also love that, you don't mind being vulnerable with me. if it gets there.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you so much too, love. I know there have been times when we've cried happy tears together, and that's
Of
always such a
course.
beautiful, joyful, where we're just like, I'm
Of
so happy for you. Love you so much. You know, like it's really,
You're
it's
amazing.
really a beautiful thing to get to have that. Um,
Yeah.
so we've been working together, I want to say, maybe a year, maybe? Has it been
Yeah.
about a year? Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
I know that a lot of things a lot of things have shifted for you. What's
Yeah.
changed for you since we started working together?
Okay. All right.
Well,
So,
first
yeah.
go back to, you know, you were
Good.
dealing with trying to get over your ex and what happened
Yeah.
there.
Okay. So, whew, that's the story. So, I have a vision board. At that year, that was what, 2020? I think so,
Mhm.
yes, something like that. I made a vision board. And on that vision board, I put a girls trip. And at that time, I didn't have any friends like that, like people that I trusted, because I went into a cocoon of just depression and just, all like really just being so low that I pushed everyone away because I
Mhm.
felt safe with just, me and my emotions. And I didn't feel like people could handle that intensity of emotions. So I
Mhm.
literally just pushed everyone away and just had a cocoon with just myself. But I didn't have any friends and I really wanted to have a girls trip. And I also put on that vision board that I wanted to heal. And that's the same year that me and you we worked together. And I met this friend. Her name is Jessica at the job that I was at, and we clicked instantly. We clicked instantly. She's very spontaneous, and I'm very like hidden in a way. So it was like opposites in a way, but very similar. And I remember when I started listening to, so okay, at first I was being a little disobedient. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You were I remember because you had the overnight heartache cure, you had the audio
Yes,
healing program, and you wanted it wasn't that you were being particularly like resistant to it or something. It was
I
just
was
that
just
you thought you had to do it perfectly. You thought like
yeah,
I have to do
yeah,
this in the at the perfect time in the perfect order, so I need to
yeah,
get everything else straightened out and then I will
yeah,
begin the
yeah,
process of it. And it was and I kept going, no, 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 love, listen now because it will help you now. It will start
right,
helping
yeah.
you now.
I was like trying to do it in the morning. I was like, I can't sleep with noise on, but then I really just pushed myself to listen to it at night. And it was shifting. But so, okay. So we, she decided for her birthday, um, she, uh, she decided to, she wanted to go to Rhode Island, where her family's at. And she invited me. So it was me, like her cousins, no, her nieces, and another friend of hers. And we went to Rhode Island for like, I think it was a whole week. And I had so much fun. And I don't know, it just opened my eyes to, I guess, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. So we had a lot of fun, it was just a great experience. So I remember driving back home to Connecticut and I just thought to myself, like, I'm over Randy. Like, I'm literally over him. Why, like, why am I, I just felt like I felt free in a way. I felt like what is this feeling? I don't even know how to explain it. So okay, so I'm driving home and then I just thought about everything that I was missing. Like, okay, I was like, I need to move out, one, and I need to find a job that will help me to, sustain the lifestyle that I desire to. But then I just felt like when I got home and I just, settled in, I was like, I think I'm really over Randy. Like that's what I keep telling myself. I think I'm really over Randy. And this did not happen until after, so funny. It did not happen until after our sessions. After our sessions, listening to the overnight, the audio that you gave me, talking to myself in the mirror saying, I love you, I adore you, just doing the things that you told me to do. It literally, it's crazy how God universe worked. Doing all of that literally manifested something, those two things on my vision board that I, just subconsciously manifested. It was so
you
crazy.
manifested what you needed to have in order to
Literally.
heal.
It's crazy, but it's like I didn't even think that I would manifest it through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah,
So
and I love that it happens like that, because
me
it's like
too.
part of it is that you learn what a powerful manifester you are.
Yeah.
Part of the healing process is that you learn what a powerful manifester you are, because
Yeah.
that's what it's for. It's like we clear out the things that keep us from believing how powerful we are and that what we want is possible for us. We clear
Yeah.
that stuff out. We clear out the attachments from the past that are still holding us. We just clear the kind of the obstacles and the energetic junk out, and then it's like you can see. It's like if you wash a
Mm-hmm.
window and now you can see.
Yeah.
And you're like, hold
Yeah.
on, I actually think I'm not. I remember
Right.
when you reached out after that and you were like, it's amazing. You were
Yeah.
like, I remember how I felt, but
Yeah.
I don't feel
Right.
like that anymore.
Right. Oh my God. Yes. 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 And then when I looked over at my vision board, after like telling you that, I looked over my vision board and I realized that I manifested the healing through the trip, and just, it was just,
Yeah.
my mind was
You
completely
manifested
blown.
like your flavor of healing, like the exact experience
Yeah.
you needed to have
Yes.
in
It's
order to
so
heal.
good.
And what was so funny
It's
was
so good.
we kept doing the sessions, and in between
Mhm.
the sessions you would be like, I still feel this heaviness and I feel like it's going to take forever to move forward. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
are you listening to Overnight Heartache here yet?
Yeah.
Are you listening to Overnight Heartache here yet? And you'd be like, well, I'm going to listen to it in a little bit, but I just don't know
Yeah.
when this is going to shift,
You're
And
right.
then I remember you would be like, I just feel like it's gonna take forever, and I'm just wondering. And then you had the trip, and you started listening to it, and then like you had the trip, you
Yes.
know,
That's
and you were
literally
like,
how it played
I
out.
really feel like, and you had like, I remember in the next session, you had like 4 aha moments in a row where you were like, oh my God, oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It was amazing. And after that, I literally never looked at Randy the same. Like, I don't know, my perception just changed. I just said to myself, like, there are better men. Would you want that? Would you want to deal with Randy? And I literally just said no. So why are you crying? So why are you crying over him? Why are you still here? And I was like,
Yeah,
what?
getting to that place, it's like if someone had told you when you were first heartbroken, someday you're going to look at him and he's not even going to look the same to you, and you're going to be like, why was I crying over this person? You would never believe them, because the
Yeah.
depth of the heartbreak is so intense.
Yeah.
And
And
is go ahead.
honestly, like, I honestly think if I didn't, work with you, I would have still been here. I would
Well,
have still been like there in that place, because I don't think no one understands how deep and how painful that heartbreak was. I am
yeah,
always the type of person to bounce back from anything.
yeah,
That crushed me. It broke me so bad that I don't
yeah,
even recognize myself, who
yeah,
I was a few years ago. That's how
yeah,
bad I was broken. I
yeah.
was completely distraught. Like, I lost myself. It was really, 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 really 10 out of 10 bad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's like you can look back at that self, and now you can feel compassion for her and be like, oh, if I could
Yeah.
hug her, oh, I
I
wish I could hug her.
know.
you know because
She
it's
was
like she
amazing.
really thought like, this is it for me. I
Yeah.
will
She
never be
was
loved like that again, because that's what we think. we think like I will never find somebody that I love that much and who like
Mhm.
sees me in that way and all of these things. And what's weird about it is like that's true to an extent because you will find somebody better. You
Yeah.
will find somebody who loves
That's
you
true.
more, who gets you
Very
better,
true.
who you
Very
experience, it's like so it's a weird thing because we're like it really feels like this is it for me.
true.
Like
Mhm.
I will never reach those highs of emotion and love again. I'll never feel that depth of connection again. And it really our spirit takes a giant hit when our
Heck
hearts are
yeah.
broken.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Crazy.
sustain big damage over that. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
That was
there's
one
a
of the
quote.
oh go ahead, love.
Sorry.
No.
I remember there was this quote and it said that things that are really painful make you quiet.
Yeah.
And that I connected so like so much to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um so that was one of the first shifts that you saw was like, "Oh my gosh, I manifested exactly what I needed for my healing."
Mhm.
And also, I think I'm over Mandy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
about.
then what did you see that started to shift for you after that?
So at that time, I knew I wanted to move out. So I just kept hearing in my head, move out, move out, move out. So I was like, okay. So if you're, I just want, this is now my conversation with God. I'm like, all right, if you want me to move out, then can you please supply me a job that is going to pay really well so I can, still have free time to do what have money to do what I want to do and then afford the apartment that I really, really want. So he's like,
Mhm.
okay. So that's our little conversation. So I actually wrote down how much I wanted to make and I wrote a list of what I want in a
Mhm.
job.
You wrote a
And
job list.
not
It's kind of like a love list, but yeah.
for a job, yeah. And I'm not kidding you. I am not I'm telling you, okay, so I remember putting um this one is so important. I remember putting a job that allows me to doesn't micromanage me and just allows me to just work. And if there's no work, they allow me to chill. They allow me to relax.
Mhm.
Literally, if when because normally I work from home, but this week, I was in the office. Literally, they if there's no work, they allow you to go home and it's a salary. So if there's no work, they're just like, okay, they don't micromanage you. They're great. Oh my God, this is like one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life. They're so sweet. They're so patient, so kind. Everyone is amazing. They want to teach you things. It challenges me. I put that a challenge. Everything on my list came true. And it's so, oh my God, Carissa. So wait, I remember sharing to you that the list and you were like, well, put people down. You said on the list, put down people that are going to be impactful in your life. I remember you saying that. My manager, me and my manager, and another friend that we work with, we're all going out for drinks in the spring. Can you believe I'm going out for drinks with my manager? He's so nice. So, oh, I love the job. They're amazing. Oh my God. I'm just thankful. And it pays
it's
really, really well. So
it's like everything you put down. And that's
everything.
such a that's usually what happens even when you're working on love. It's like when you
Mhm.
work on love, it's because once we do all the work, the self-love, and we are clearing out old stuff, then whatever things are laws for you, those things
Right.
come manifest much more easily. And one thing
Yeah.
that's usually a law for us is like work is easy even if love is hard, you know?
Yeah.
So it seems like first we always manifest this big career kind of breakthrough.
Yeah.
I don't know how many women I've worked with who are like, okay, I'm we did some deep work about love and that's really great, but I feel a little bit shaky now. Maybe we need to switch gears to money, because they just feel like we're moving so fast, we're moving so fast. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well then let's do a job list and let's just dream. Like what is
Right.
it? Let's dream. What if you could have anything, if it could be any job that you want, let's just dream for a minute. And when we do
Hmm.
a job list, and then I remember there was a client I was working with kind of recently, and she manifested, excuse me, she manifested everything on her job list except that the
Nice.
job told her that she wanted to have 3 days where she worked from home, and they told her she could have two, right? So
Oh,
she was like, "Oh, it's pretty good
perfect.
because I got two, right?" And a week later, she's like, "They gave me that third day working from home."
Ah,
So it's like everything she
that's
wanted,
so
and
very
it just
and
took a minute, you know. It was like, okay,
right,
like that was on back order, you know. And they're
right.
like,
It
"Here's
was
your
coming. It
third
was
day."
coming.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's so funny because like, um, oh my gosh, what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something very important, but I forgot. Oh my goodness. I completely forgot I was gonna say. It's okay. If I remember, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, if you remember, just jump in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's usually like we have these beliefs that, well, work is easy even if love is hard. You know, we think
Yeah.
like love is for special people who are smiled on by the gods, and
Right.
it's like
Crazy.
that's who love is for. And I'm not, fortunate enough to be somebody who's treated that way, or it's like we think that
Yeah.
it's this mystical, incredibly magical thing. And so but jobs, we're like, I'm used to, I know that I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah. Yeah.
deserve to starve in the street. I know I can work hard, like, so jobs seem like, yeah.
Easy to, yeah. And then this is what I wanted to say. I'm sorry. I don't have a degree. So, and I manifested a great job. Like it's like a well-paying job with everything that I want without a degree. So I just, I put that in there because you don't need a degree to be successful.
I love that.
But-
And you didn't, because that job you wanted was out there for you specifically.
Exactly.
It was like
It's
it was
so
there.
funny.
And a lot of times we think like, oh, we got to go by the rules. We've just got to
Yeah,
go by the rules that exist. So there's no way that job would be for me.
right.
And
Yeah,
it was.
yeah. So if anyone's listening and you don't have a degree, please, there's a lot of jobs for you that's going to be well paying.
Yes,
I just want to encourage.
absolutely. So you manifested the great job, which you're in the middle of training for now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's like you usually see that kind of shift, and then you see the changes in your love life.
Yeah. So can I talk about that? Okay. So, oh my God. When I was with my ex-boyfriend, this was like the end of our relationship. I was in college and there's this guy who like really he's had a big crush on me, but he didn't say anything. We were just friends at the time, but he didn't say anything because I was with my ex. So fast forward to 5 years later, he tried to find me on social media, but he didn't realize that we had each other on Snapchat. This is one social media. And I guess he went asking our mutual friend if he has my information. And the friend told him, I have her on Snapchat. And that's when he downloaded Snapchat. It's crazy. He downloaded Snapchat like on my birthday. And yeah, and on my birthday, I posted like these nice pictures and stuff like that with me dressed up. And he saw my Snapchat. And that's when he finally admit and told me how much he had a crush on me in college. And he just, he hopes I'm single and stuff like that. And he's super handsome. He's so he has grown a lot. He's oh my God, he's so beautiful. But yeah, so we're actually talking, and I wrote a list of what I want in someone.
You wrote a love
And
list, yeah.
yeah, and he's 90, I would say 95% of that list. 95. He's amazing. He's very gentle and patient with me. He is, I don't know, he's just different.
Yeah.
He's just
I love
different.
how happy you are.
Thank you.
It's like my favorite thing because a lot of times when clients first come to me, they're coming at that really painful point where they can't
Low.
stand it anymore, like you
Mm-hmm.
were saying. And then to get to see them go from there to here,
Yeah.
just makes me so happy.
Stop. I keep blushing, but
And you deserve it. You
I know
deserve it.
after so much pain, everything in life is just like falling into place for me. Like it's just it. I am so thankful for you. Honestly, I'm telling you, if I did not work with you, I would literally still be there. So God had to crank it up a notch because it was getting to the point unbearable. So he was like cranking it up. Go talk to Carissa right now. That's what he was telling me. So I was like, okay.
It's
Yeah.
such an honor. It's such an honor that you trust me to show me what's in your heart, because
Yeah.
that takes a lot of courage. It takes it, you have to be brave to open your heart to someone and go, here is where it hurts.
Yeah. So
This is where
true.
it hurts. Can you help me with this? Instead of just holding it super close and hoping that it just fixes itself on its own. Because that's what most
Yeah.
of us do. You know, that's what most of
Yeah.
us do. You know. So if you had anything you wanted to say to your past self when she was there, or to anybody who's in that really painful place or that really stuck place, what would you want to say to her?
So firstly, to my past self. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not oh, I can just literally just like go back and just see her and the pain that, just where she was at or where she is at.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. Um, what I want to say to my past self. I love you. Like I love you. And everything happens because you saw yourself at a place where you wanted to be and you're going to get there. That's it.
You're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to everyone who's watching, or everyone who's where I'm at, where I was at, or just who's hurting. So I know that it feels like it's unbearable. It feels like it's gonna get to that point where you feel like maybe you're never gonna not hurt, or you're gonna keep hurting, but trust Carissa. Just all I'm saying is just trust Carissa. Do what she tells you to do, because when I literally started implementing what she told me to do, before there was a lot of doubt, before I even started, getting in what she told me to do and being obedient. But when I literally started doing everything she told me to do, my life changed like that. I'm not kidding. It was like a few weeks after just listening to the audio, just doing what she told me to do, my life completely changed. So Carissa is here for a reason. And just, I pray for you and I hope that you get everything that you want in life. Okay. That's all.
You're so sweet. I'm thinking of the women out there who really can receive that in their hearts, and it's such a generous thing for you to do, to speak to them there, because that's one of the most lonely, painful places that we
Oh,
can be, you know,
yeah.
and to just
Yeah.
feel like nobody can understand,
Mm-hmm.
and like sometimes we think like, well, it's been like this forever, why would it ever change?
Right.
Sometimes it feels like we're in really deep pain, and other times we've been in that deep pain for so long, we're kind of numb to it now.
Yeah.
We're like, this
Yeah.
is just what my life is, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Yeah.
had women that I've worked with who had like a 1 or 2% of them was hopeful, and the other
Wow.
was like, okay, this nothing's gonna really help, you know.
Did it
And it's
work
like,
out?
yes, if you have that 1 or 2%, you're good.
Yeah.
You can like you're good. We can work with that,
Yeah.
But And really, if somebody's at like a zero, they usually aren't going to reach out anyway because they've really,
True. Very true.
they've just deeply just they're like, this is
Yeah.
what I'm accepting for myself now, But when people have that 1 or 2% of like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe, let's see, you know.
Yeah.
And then when they realize we're not going to do like a cookie cutter approach.
Yeah. 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 I just pray that, because I feel like honestly, there's a lot of people that need you. There's a lot of women that need you. And I also wish that I know, so I know that it's not just based for women. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, maybe, who knows? Men come to you as well. I just feel like you're needed everywhere. You know what I mean? You're just needed. And I really just pray that people who is in just in a deep, dark place, that they find you. That they find you, or at least find me, so I can lead them to you.
Thank you.
Because Carissa, you're not just like a heartbreak healer. You're a healer, an overall healer. You were sent on this earth to heal. So yeah,
Thank you, love.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
I really appreciate you, and I just love you so much, and I'm so happy to see how happy you are now. I'm so excited and happy to see how happy you are.